This is the most secluded shelter I've ever seen, because it is hidden 2 meters deep underground. The whole house is made of several pine logs. The space inside is not only very open, with a warm fireplace. Make sure no one can find it once it's gone. This is Rick, who loves the wild. As long as I have time, I will come to live in the mountains. Exercise your survival skills, by the way. Just after taking root in the camp, Rick stumbles across 2 flat logs. Its thick trunk gave him a sense of security. Immediately decided to settle down here. I saw him using the principle of leverage, separate 2 huge logs. Prepare to build shelter in the middle. This requires clearing a clean void. Fortunately, the soil here is softer, make it easier for him to dig. After passing through several large rivers, the loess at the bottom is gradually emerging. But he didn't mean to stop. It's like a tireless machine. The shovel is under his control, precisely chiseled every piece of soil. Soon one is 2 meters long. A 1 meter wide crater is presented, but this shape looks familiar. There is a feeling of being buried in the ground. Visionary Rick. Continue with the cooktop opening at the bottom. Then I went to find a few untalented small trees nearby. Since it can't be a flower, simply use it to build a shelter. I saw Rick sharpening the end of the stick. Used to open the connection with the stove. Since you want to live for a long time, a warm stove is indispensable. Then I started to peel a few sticks, ready to disembowel the ancient tree on the side. I saw that he inserted the wooden awls one by one, with a few rhythmic percussions. Soon he got rid of Brother Tree, knocked down a few scraps of rotten meat, although it looks like it has been corroded. But it is still quite reliable to use as a floor. After all, it is also a first-class wood. Rick paved the rough ground. That's right. Take a break. Take a sip of the fountain of life to replenish your strength, and he got back into it. He didn't waste the remaining logs either. Divided into 2 with a sentence. Remain on one side as a wall. To survive in the wild, you have to learn to use the resources around you, so you can make yourself invincible. Kung fu of speaking. And he's built beams on top of it. Then carry up the logs weighing hundreds of caddies. Considering that you can save more energy in the future, he is going to arrange the pulley ropeway. It's attached to a nearby tree. The other end only needs to bind the log. You can drag hundreds of caddies of wood from a distance. In order to move into a new home earlier, Rick chose to build this flat roof. This construction method is not only simple and practical, and it saves a lot of material. You just need to put the logs in order, arrange them uniformly. Rick only took half an hour. And we're done with the roof above. In addition to abundant wood in the wild, it's this inexhaustible turf. It's a great material to fill in gaps. Rick rudely collects a bunch. Put all the sod on it. This double layer of protection is safer, and shelter. It can also be perfectly integrated with nature. In terms of survival in the wild, how much can Rick be a king? Whether it's resilience in the wild, or is it a technical memory, have been able to navigate with ease, especially this stout figure. It makes them useful. He took the sawed wooden handle. Secure them together with these thin wooden sticks, in the rhythm of percussion. Soon get a wooden door with a sense of security. The size looks just right when you put it on. That's how strong it is. The 8 characters should not dare to approach. To prevent the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, Rick still decided to put the chimney above. So you don't have to worry about the risk of lying on the board, although the interior space looks a bit final. But in the wild, it is completely resistant to the invasion of wild animals. As usual, light the dry wood first. A fire to dry the stove. As the fire grew stronger, Rick also started making today's food. Busy day, it's time to cook. He took out the sausage that had been prepared in advance, put it in the pan and fry. After 49 minutes of metamorphosis. Just look at the crisp color on the outside and the tender color on the inside. Only with meat and vegetables can you work without tiring. After eating and drinking, Rick designed the shelter himself. Slept peacefully.